It's Sunday morning. It's been a couple of weeks. I just woke up. Can you tell? A little sleep in my eyes. And, I had intentions of making a video this week about identifying a stamp. I talked about that last week, or last video, I think. I was going to pull a random stamp out of my US album and we'd go through the motions of identifying it. Well, to be honest, I just don't really feel like it this morning. So I was kind of thinking, what am I going to make a video about? And I decided it's going to be kind of a random video. We're going to just do random stuff that I feel like doing. So hope you're ready to go along for the ride, whatever the stuff may be. I will say that the first thing we're going to look at is a couple of random banknotes that I got from the groundskeeper at my work. I have, I think, a desire to finish off looking at the stamps from that grab bag from last video as well. And from there, I'm not honestly sure where I'm going to go with this video, but I'm looking around like, what do I see that I'd like to get into? But let's just let it flow naturally. So anyways, let's take a look at some of these banknotes first, and then we'll just move along and just kind of let it all happen. Free-flowing, this video. So anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so this will be real short and quick. This is the stack of banknotes. So some of them are actually these funny-duddy little guys, but some are just these disgusting banknotes that he scrounged up from these cars. It's so gross. So he actually tried to clean these. He soaked them in Purple Power as a cleaner and scrubbed them. And I didn't really even ask him for these. He just decided to give them to me, and they kind of grossed me out, thinking that this was in somebody's car. Who knows, on the baseboard, and it's just filthy. He's such I call him a dork, or I don't know, why even bother, frankly? But with stuff like this, I mean, what's the point, jeez. But that's how he is. He's actually kind of gross. If there's a penny stuck on the ground or in a cup holder that is adhered to the floor with scum and dried soda and who knows, boogers, he will pry it up with a knife and clean it and collect it in his jar. It's he takes it to the extreme. He's an extreme scrounger, and it grosses me out, to be frank. But that's who he is. That's what he does every day. So yeah, anyway, he gave me these, which are pretty much ridiculous. There's really nothing special about these at all. I'll just show them just for a sec, just because. And, what had really caught my eye, so those are gross and weird, and I don't know what I'll do with them. I suppose I should just. I don't really want to throw these away, but I almost feel bad even if I was just trying to hand this to a cashier. So yeah, he gave me these. So yeah. Anyways, what am I gonna do with that? Gross. These. As far as I understand, though, these like this one, I'm pretty sure in the U.S., if you have a half of a bill, you can take it to the bank and they will exchange it for a full bill. So I could potentially go and take these to the bank and exchange them. So that's an option, but is it even worth $2 in gas to drive down to the bank to exchange those? I don't know. So I almost wish he didn't give those to me. But what I had originally asked him for was this kind of stuff. So these are pretty neat. Unfortunately, this one, of course, Washington's face is all messed up. But he actually had a couple of fake hundreds, what originally caught my eye, sticking out of a box somewhere. And I was like, oh my God, is that a $100 bill? And he's like, no, it's fake money. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll buy them off of you because I have a banknote collection and I love this kind of stuff. I think it's awesome. And he's like, well, I'm going to keep the hundreds, but you can have these. I was like, all right, fine, darn it. I don't know what he's going to do with them. He doesn't even have a collection. He's not a collector like me, but whatever. It was nice of him to give me these, specifically this one. I think this one's hilarious. I've never seen one quite like this. It's pretty thick paper, so it's like clearly fake. Not even a question if it's real or not. Obviously, just even based on the designs. But I thought it was cool, so I'm going to go ahead and toss this into my banknote collection. Somebody, Lowbrow Customs did this. I just think it's cool. I like the guy. Reminds me of growing up in the late 80s. Well, really, I was born in 89, so I kind of grew up in the 90s. But, like, the animated movies, like if you ever see the movie called Heavy... Oops, excuse me, I had to burp. The movie called Heavy Metal from the 80s. Like that kind of stuff. Just this kind of art style. This kind of stuff just reminds me of my childhood. Like, big time. And, yeah, I just grew up with cartoons and stuff that were like that. Heavy Metal is actually an adult animated movie. It's not for children. There's a lot of nudity, but my dad didn't care. I mean, well, he cared a little, but not too much. I was able to watch that kind of stuff when I was a kid. He didn't hold back too much from me. I wasn't allowed to like watch pornos or anything, but animated boobs, he wasn't afraid of me seeing that kind of stuff. And so anyways, yeah, Heavy Metal is, you've probably seen it if you lived in America and were alive during the 80s. Heavy Metal is actually a pretty cool movie, but yeah, not so much for children. Anyways, that reminds me of Heavy Metal big time. And so this one has Chinese characters or something. I don't know if they're Japanese or what. I'm not seeing, I'm not seeing like anything that I can just pick right out and say, yeah, that's China or whatnot. I don't know. I also don't know why his face got screwed up. It's almost as if somebody tried to, it's definitely a thin. It's like somebody tried to glue it there. So it's got those weird markings, and then on the back as well, it's got like this little, deer tracks markings. And so yeah, this one actually still has a big glob of glue right there. So yeah, interesting. These are cool. Whenever I find stuff like this, I love to add it into my collection. I'm not just a stamp collector. I collect coins, I collect banknotes, I collect oddball stuff. Anyways, that was it. I'm not going to spend any more time on that. I just thought they were cool, and I love that kind of stuff. I really do. So let me get my banknote collection here real quick. Yep. I haven't even looked in here for a long time. I got a food ration coupon. I found that in some stamp collection somewhere. I'm pretty sure. Thought it was cool. And yeah, just all my different banknotes. These are actual banknotes from around the world, and then I do have real, these are real banknotes, and then I do actually have just the kind of, I don't know what you call those, Cinderella, those funky ones like we're looking at there that are just silly. I think it's really cool to look at all the different money. There you go, there's 20 francs. How do you say that again? 20. Yeah, so 20 francs. 20 francs. There you go. And yeah, I love these. I do. Oh, it's okay. So this is like the beginning of the silly stuff. I grew hemp. So this, let's see. This one actually has a story, and it's kind of screwed up. I'm pretty sure that there's another one. I'm looking through. Looking like I got a whole bunch of $2. Wow, yeah. I swear, I forget. I got into so much different stuff a few years ago. I just really, I forget about everything. But so this is screwed up. I'm pretty sure I stole this from somebody's house, and yeah, that's messed up. But whatever. What can I say? I was a screwed up little teenager for a while. I actually worked right out of high school. I did some HVAC, and we were commissioned to go to some rich guy's house up in this place. It's called Great Falls, which is like a half hour away from me or something. Anyway, there's a lot of rich people in Virginia, in Loudoun County here in Virginia. We're like the richest county in the whole nation, you know, and literally, and as far as I know. And so anyway, there's a lot of really, really big, nice mansions in Great Falls up the way from me. So yeah, I had to go up there with this guy to do some HVAC work, whatever it was, at some point. I only even did that job for like 2 months. I hated it and quit. But I was in some guy's house, in his basement, and me and my kind of associate were doing something there, some kind of duct work or something like that. And I was looking around, and this guy had like a binder or something, and I started flipping through it just because I was bored, and I saw I'm pretty sure I have 2 of these. I don't know where the other one is, but I'll have to look through this book. But I found these, and he had these kind of in the same kind of scenario, like in protective pages, and they were miscut dollar bills. And I didn't know at the time what I was looking at. Actually, the only thing that even went through my head is, this is money. So I took it, which I could have gotten fired. It was, you know, I mean, that's against the law, all that stuff. I made a crappy choice, and I stole these from this guy. Well, so I've been in possession of them ever since. And looking at them now, you know, I'm not an expert with this stuff, but I mean, clearly it's been chopped off. It's just a miscut. You can even see down at the very bottom the top border of the design of the next bill. And so yeah, anyway, that's the little story behind those. Sorry if that bothers you somehow that I stole that from some random guy, but I mean, I was like 18 years old. This was, you know, this was almost 20 years ago, okay, and I was a kid, so just give me a break. But yeah, I totally I got that from some guy. Like, he's really gonna miss it, I don't know, but whatever. He was rich, like filthy rich. So anyway, I don't even know how rare these are, and I don't know if it's valuable or anything, but I found it interesting. Luckily, I didn't just go and spend it, which I really, really, very easily could have. That was all I cared about, was that it was money. This was like the same point in time when I used to, if I would come across like a mint proof set of coins, I would just break it open and use it for gas money or like toll money. I didn't even care back then about anything collector, anything, like, I just didn't care. All I was after was money. I was fresh out of high school, you know, so yeah. Anyway, that's the little story with that guy. And then, you know, there's just all these other silly little bills, which at some point I've come into possession of these throughout my life. My mom we used to call her Trash Can Jan, because she was a dumpster diver, and she would, her name was Jan. She's cleaner than the name gives off, but yeah, she would dumpster dive all the time, and she would, anything she could find of any that she thought was cool or an antique or any kind of value, you know, at a garage sale or put out on the street for the garbage man, or anything. She was always just searching for that kind of stuff, and she had a booth at a warehouse where they sell antiques, and it was called the Gallery, and all kinds of people would sell all kinds of different random antiques and knickknacks and things, and she had a booth there, and so she came into possession of this kind of stuff. I'm sure it was her and not my dad, and I don't know where she got this stuff, but I know that these came from her, so that kind of stuff. And then she also, one of the things that she gave me before she died was an envelope filled with $2 bills. And not that any of these are anything super special. They're just $2 bills. They're out there. You guys have seen them, I'm sure. But I do love them, and especially just the fact that they are from my mom. And I don't know if I've put all of them in here, to be honest. I may have. I might have actually done that at this point, since there's so many in here. But anyways, $2 bills. Look at this guy. It has a small purple, I guess, a chop mark of a bowl. I don't remember those being called chop marks for some reason, but anyways, there's this little ink stamps that people put on these bills for whatever various reasons. I can't even remember if there's a part of me that thinks that the reasons are potentially even nefarious, like, you know, drug money or something. Or I'm not sure, but anyway, this gets into banknote stuff that I know way more about stamps at this point than banknotes. And I was getting into checking out the serial numbers. As you guys may know, if you collect banknotes, certain serial numbers, certain sequences are actually quite valuable. So this one, like I said, consecutive serial numbers. Oh, really? It's consecutive, so one after another. So then that means one should be 76? Wow. J 1930 29 76A and 77A. That's cool. So this one here was literally printed after this one. How about that? What are the odds that I would have that? Interesting. Well, so anyway, yeah, as you guys can tell, I've at some point gotten into this stuff. Randomness. What is this? Dominican money. I have gone on vacation to Dominica. Wow, look at the back. It's pretty. I was looking at this kind of cold foil here. Looks like it says BIC or BCRD. So, anyways, yeah, I really do like this kind of stuff. I know this isn't stamps. The channel is Kyle's Stamps, but you guys know I like to kind of skew from the path every now and then. Although not much. I think that most of you viewers of my channel really are about stamps overall, but yeah, I like collecting all kinds of different stuff, man. These different $2 bills. It's Jefferson is on the $2. What in the world is this? Ezer Pango? That looks like Cyrillic. I'm not actually sure where that is from. That's a weird bill. Oh man, that's so funny, this guy. The Bank of Pennsylvania. This was, let's look at State of Virginia, right? I think this was actually a real bill at some point. This I got from Mystic in one of their, I think it was a mystery cigar box. What a random buy early on, and yeah, I found that weird. The Bank of Pennsylvania banknote. I researched it at some point. So anyways, just to kind of show these. Bank of Mexico. What are these? Cool numbers. Okay, so these are unique, somewhat, let's say, unique serial numbers here on these, and I've labeled each one. There's a website that you can go to where you can punch in the serial number of pretty much any dollar bill, or any bill for that matter, of American tender, and it'll tell you how unique it is. And of course, the more unique it is, the more valuable it potentially may be. So like this one right here up at the top has 8 unique digits. Okay, so I guess that means, and they say 1.8%, I think that means 1.8% of dollar bills have 8 unique digits. 6 consecutive digits, 3.9%. A backwards run of 3, 4.4. Maybe that's the 4, 5, 6. The backwards run of 3. Weird. That's stuff I would have never even picked out. I mean, 6 consecutive digits? How is that? 8, 6, 5, 4, 0. Okay, it's been too long. That doesn't make sense to me even. It's been too long, and I can't remember all this. But anyway, yeah. A stack of different ones with potentially somewhat unique serial numbers. So yeah, I'm getting kind of lost in the sauce here. Anyway, let me put my random new additions in here. Yeah, and even though this 50, it clearly isn't even real money because it's just such thick paper. It's not even like a real bill. It doesn't feel like real money. I like it enough. I'm going to put it in here. I think it's cool. So yeah, anyway, that's the banknotes. Oh my goodness, that one's pretty as anything. Look at that. The bird. Bermuda Monetary Authority, $2. Wonder what the reflective foil is. I wonder if it's a turtle or maybe just a petal. But yeah, isn't that pretty money? Man, this kind of stuff puts America's money to shame. I'm sorry to say. Look how beautiful that is. Come on. That's amazing money. Look at this, Trinidad and Tobago. Beautiful. God. Our money isn't ugly either, but yeah. Anyways, so that does it for that. I don't want to spend any more time on that. Just wanted to share. It was nice of them to give me those. I didn't actually make me pay. And yeah, I actually, since they're so disgusting, I just want to figure out what I'm going to do with these and decide right now. I'm not going to throw them away, but anyway, give me a minute here. We'll move on to something else. Okay, so that actually reminded me, I said something about, oh yeah, the Mystic cigar box. So I actually think that this is the Mystic cigar box. It's been sitting on my shelf for years now. I think this stain is like red wax that somehow I got on this thing. I don't know why I did that, how that happened. Ugh, it's a little dusty. I really haven't even looked at this thing for quite a while. Yikes. I don't know about you guys, but I love keeping one of these dusters on my desk. It's just a beautiful thing. All those little tiny dust particles and paper particles from stamps, looking through collections and stuff. I find one of these is absolutely worth having around. So anyway, yeah, I think this is the cigar box. Now, I may have shown this in the past. This is kind of a silly thing, but when I started stamp collecting, this was one of the first things that I had bought from Mystic, I believe. And what I've done with this since is I haven't done anything to it in years now, but originally my thoughts were that I was going to make a box of cool goodies that the younger version of me, that a young Kyle would have just licked his lips over and been like, oh my god, this is all so cool. So anyways, it's kind of random stuff. So here's like a what do you call this? You tuck this in your sorry, my phone went off. You tuck this in your pocket of like a suit, you know, for show, so you look snazzy. So I can't even believe I bought that. Oh my gosh. I mean, I have several cigars in here. I totally forgot I even had these in here. Appropriately so, I suppose, being a cigar box. I have tried to get into cigars. I just can't quite make it happen. Oops. I tried. I bought like some kind of starter kit. I think it came with this as well. And I don't dislike them, but they seem, I don't know, they just like take too long. Like I don't want to sit out on my porch for an hour, you know? Okay, and this was to punch a hole in the bottom. Interesting. Yeah, man, wow. I seriously have not looked in this box in a year or two, so anyway. Wow, yeah, okay, a coil of 100 US flag stamp. This is just a purchase that I look back and I'm just like, ugh, why? So this is definitely just me buying anything and everything stamps when I started out there in like 2020. So I, for whatever reason, decided and pulled the trigger on a mint roll of coils from 2018 U.S. flag forever stamps. Coil of 100, 55 centers. It was $55. So, I collect some coil stamps for sure, but I don't actually collect coils of stamps. So, it's funny that I actually spent my hard-earned money on this. I'm not going to break it open and use it. I have so many stamps to actually use anyways, but I'm pretty sure that I actually went and popped $55 just to have this. Man, I could use that $55 right now. Oh, by the way, I have been thinking about, I'm in such financial hardship lately, and kind of in the last few years. I have been thinking about selling some more albums, so if I can get my lazy butt to stop dicking around on the weekend and just kind of sit down and commit, as much as I don't want to, I actually think that I have to start selling some of my stamps off. They're part of the reason why I'm in so much debt. And the truth is, a lot of them, I don't like have some massive crush on. A lot of these albums on my shelf, I like them and I want to keep them, but I think that I just have to bite the bullet and just sell some stuff. And so anyway, that's just to put that out there. At some point here, I'll let you guys know when I do list a bunch of different albums. But I'm decided I'm just gonna start selling some albums. They don't do anything. They sit on the shelf. They take up space. You know, they costed me money. When I move, I have to lug them around. And as much as I love them and I want to keep them all just because I like them and I'm a collector, darn it, I just feel like the interest that I'm paying is like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month on my credit cards. It's kind of gutting me, and I can't get ahead in life financially, and I just need to make more money. So anyway, look out for that. I'll be listing albums at some point. That's my intent anyways. I'm pretty sure I have shown this box before, so I'll try not to spend too much time. But okay, this is the eyeglass of my great-grandfather, Irving Pollock, who lived from 1896 to 1950. Wow, I think that my grandma sent this to me. He was a stamp collector. How cool is that, huh? Yeah, this box it's just like a full-blown childhood fantasy, cool knickknacks box. That was really the purpose of this box. I'm glad I looked in here. Like, I completely, 100% forgot I had this. How freaking crazy that I have my great-grandpa's eyeglass. That's wild. How cool, you know? Oh my god. This is so cool. Anyways, okay, what do we have? Random football collector card. So I have a whole pencil box full of these. I don't know why I put this one in here. I don't even know what the significance of this one is. But yeah, I have a whole pencil box full of those kind of cards. And I tried to figure out at one point if they were worth anything, and I really just kind of couldn't. I just don't think they are, and whatever. So, a couple of actual stamps here. Victory of the Allied Nations in Europe. So this is a Russian stamp. Wartime era number 992 from 1945. Cap price $1. Huh. I don't honestly know why I put this in here. Oh, sorry. Whoa, that yawn just snuck up on me. Yeah. There you go. Okay, this was kind of cool. What the heck? Oh, Canada, number 27. Wow, look at the obliterator. It's a fancy cancel, too. Unfortunately, the stamp is damaged. But, oh, $140 cat value, I said, from 1868. Well, that's definitely going to be the actual cat value. So, factor in everything else. This is not in very fine condition. It's damaged, so it's not even worth probably any even a portion of that. But it's still cool. It's a really old Canadian stamp with a neat obliterator cancel. So I like that. I can understand why I put that in here, even though that 140 is total baloney. I'm sure. I still think it's a really cool stamp. So, anywho. Alright, nude female playing cards. Right, so I'm not going to open these up. A little dusty. But this is, like, I meant it when I said this was like, if I was 8 or 10 years old and I opened this box, that was the motivation behind the box, was that it would be something that would like make my eyes pop out of my head when I was a kid. And having nude female playing cards this would have been like gold to me as a kid, like as a young boy. Yeah, this would have been like crack. I would have been like, oh my god, like that's unbelievable that I found that, so. And it doesn't matter to me much anymore, but it does make me laugh. I remember being like that when I was a kid. Back when I was growing up, they had like the Spice Channel, and unless you paid for it, you couldn't actually see it, but the channel was still there, and you could tune to the channel, and you'd get the black and white fuzz. But every now and then you would still be able to hear or see some stuff, and every now and then you get to see a nipple or something like that, and like that's how I was as a kid. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? Young boys will be boys. Carl's coin. Okay, so this must have been my dad's coin. 1968. Vietnam. Cool. 10 dong. Alrighty. Vietnamese coin. I don't know how much you guys care, but I'm glad that I'm looking through this. This is so funny to me. I really haven't looked in here for so long. United States of America $1 coins? Oh, cool. It's like the Indian lady with a baby on her back. Neato, man. I like these. Oh, they're different. This is another $1 George Washington, first president, 1789 to 1797. He was only president for 8 years? Wow. With Lady Liberty on the back. And another George Washington, Lady Liberty. So these are the same? Yeah, okay. Interesting. Kind of faded. These could be cleaned up a bit. They're a little bit faded. Random stamp. What the heck? The Philippines. So this must be a U.S. possession stamp. Whoa, it says cap price, if I'm reading that right, $250? You guys see this guy? Mint light hinge. $274. Oh wow, that's wacky. It's a Philippines Islands stamp, but it's 10 pesos. What the heck? Huh. I'm sure there's an explanation for that, and it's probably simple, and I just am unfamiliar with the history or whatever. But yeah, Philippine Islands, United States of America. Interesting stuff. Mint light hinge. he says. What do you guys think? Would you really call that a light hinge? That almost looks like a thin. Ooh. Kind of torn on that. Let the camera focus a little better. Well, it's a thin. It's a thin. And what are you talking about? Light hinge. As I'm looking at this more, I mean, it definitely, the gum has been ripped off. That's what the lighter, whiter part is. It looks like a thin, like a big thin. So that kind of smashes the price, but cool stamp nonetheless. Anyways, where did I have that in here? Still fun to look at. Okay, so alright. Oh man, I forget that I bought this. So I wrapped this stack of $2 bills in a Mystic glassine. What did I buy? 20 55 cents Bugs Bunny sheet. Jeez. So yeah, I went and bought a stack of, man, I need money so bad. It's hard to look at this right now and not take this and throw this on a credit card. Darn it. I'm not gonna. But yeah, mint stack of $2 bills. 100 of them, right? So there's $200 here. Wow. Wow, very cool. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure that little like divot there, that's probably from me handling the bills. That's probably 100% my fault. So anyways, let me put this back in the bag. But yeah, this is, I will say that yeah, this, I have, it's such a weird thing that I even bothered to make this box. You know, it's just, it's almost silly, but it is kind of cool at the same time. Yeah, I mean, if a 10-year-old me had been gifted this box, this would have been like the coolest box I'd ever gotten in my life, you know. So, and this wax seal I made years ago. My old intros, I believe, actually have this seal in the intros. So this is a little piece of history, YouTube philatelic history. If you can even say that, a piece of history. Oh my God. As if I'm famous or something. Oh well, okay, it's this fine silver, 10 ounces, 10 troy ounces from Scottsdale. Man, I love this stuff. Gosh darn it, I wish I wasn't broke and I could afford to get more of this. I really like it. I really, really like this kind of stuff. It's heavy. And yeah, it's just awesome. It's very cool. Very, very cool. I like it a lot. I love this kind of stuff. That's something, man, if I ever get my act together and get money together, I'd love to have a bullion collection. That would be so awesome. That would be so cool. Then a bunch of random coins and stuff. Man, Vietnam here. 1 penny, 1962. Oh. Elizabeth II. Interesting. Can I see that? Huh. What is this? This is fake as heck. Celebrating a century of conservation. Theodore Roosevelt. Bald eagle. This is fake. It's not heavy enough. It's too shiny. What is this? It says National Wildlife Refuge System. Alright, so this is just like celebrating a century of conservation coin. That's weird. The bald eagle is pretty though, I will say. Nice mirror shine to it. Queen Elizabeth II. It's actually spelled out too. Elizabeth II. So we've got some European coins here. East Caribbean States, 2004. $1. Huh. What are these? 1 shilling. Interesting. The coat of arms. Elizabeth II on there. Here we go again, Elizabeth II. Sixpence. 1963. Huh. What is this? Looks like another a dollar? Yeah, $1 gold dollar. Okay, with the same lady from earlier. Banco Central República Dominicana. Okay, so the Dominican Republic. 2010. Interesting. That might have been the last time. No, I was up there in 2017 or something like that. 25 pesos. We're almost done. Hope you guys don't mind looking through this with me. I find it interesting. It really has been a couple of years since I've been in here. Queen Elizabeth II once again. $1 East Caribbean States 04. So same one from earlier. Oh wow, Canada. 1 cent, 1940. That's cool. The maple leaves. Georgives the 6th? Huh. A Canadian penny from 1940? Wow. What about that? Oh man, so this one actually is really old. East India Company, right. Man, so this coin, I can't remember if this was from a shipwreck or something like that. This one is probably I would say this is easily the oldest coin that I have. And man, I can't remember how I came into possession of this guy, but it is not valuable as far as I know. I did my best to look this thing up. It says 1808 down at the bottom. And yeah, I did my best to try and I found it and I thought, oh my god, this is gonna be worth like $1 million or something. Of course not. I think it was worth like $50 or $20 or something silly. But relatively rare. I mean, you don't see these in your drawer every day. East India Company. There's a part of me that wants to go look this up again. Just because I can't remember what the story was, but this is, I think, the oldest coin I have. And yeah, so really, really cool old coin. I'm actually going to keep that out because I do want to look it up again just to see. And this is a Republic de Guatemala 1997 coin. 25 centavos. Huh. So that does it for this box. Anyway, I just really wanted to go through it again. It's been a long time. And I think that I did succeed in making a cool box that a young me would have been drooling over. Just the cool factor. Anyways. Alright, let me put all this together and we'll decide what we're going to do next. Okay, so real quick, just to talk about this thing. So yeah, this is from the East India Company, and I guess that they came off of, these were shipped from mainland England down to the East India Company. over in that region, and I guess that a lot of these, I was correct, were shipwrecked and then recovered. Now I just watched some short video on it, and the guy so that it is Arabic on the back, and it it has whatever. This isn't a super valuable coin. He said they usually go for, I think, $20 to $50, and the one that he had was in much better condition than mine, and he was saying that his was probably a $25 coin. So considering that mine isn't in the best shape, this is probably a $5 or a $10 coin would be my guess. And I guess that they started recovering a whole bunch of these in the 80s. I assume he said in the 80s, and I'm assuming he meant the 1980s. And that there was two mintings in 1803 and in 1808. Well, mine is the 1808, and he said that these are far more common than the 1803s. So here I have kind of, I guess, a fairly poor condition, relatively common minting of this East India Company coin. So intriguing. It's amazing that it can be so old, have such a story behind it, such a history, and still not have really any real value. But that's fine. It's still a fascinating, still a fascinating piece. He said that this is, by the way, also, this is their coat of arms. Yeah, really cool. Just wanted to share that. Pretty neat. I like that one a lot. That's probably my favorite coin in the bunch. So anyway, that was cool. I also did, I just took out some of those new trading cards just to take a peek at them. Yeah, they're definitely new trading cards. It looks like a bunch of women from the 80s. None of it's like vulgar. There's, it's all closed-legged and stuff, but yeah, a bunch of nude women, so from the 80s. Anyways, that's my cigar box, so I'll go put this back on the shelf. And this is one of those things, yeah, over time, whenever I run into like a cool knickknack or something that I think would be appropriate to put in here, I try to keep the theme that it would be like, this is a treasure box for me as a young kid. Like this, if I could go back in time and give this to my younger self, this would have blown my mind. The amount of how the cool factor for me as a kid, and that kind of thought process is actually why I made my erotic collection, which I did make a video of when I first started this channel, and I had to take it down because I got still to this day actually my only warning on YouTube, my only, I guess, I don't know if you call them red flags or whatever, 3 strikes and you're out on your channel, I think is the deal. Sorry to pop my ear, Jesus. Yeah, my only channel strike to date for the last, since like 2020 or so, the last 5 years, my only strike was that erotic stamp collection that I have. Darn it, it's sad that I can't share that on here. While some of it, I'm sure, is not for all of you guys, or women specifically, you probably wouldn't want to even see it. I actually spent a lot of time and a lot of money on that on my nude art stamp erotic collection. Holy moly, the binder is massive. It's like this big. It's huge. It's packed, and it's got all of these. Some of them are real, they're real stamps. There's nudity on stamps. Different artwork, that kind of stuff. They really are art stamps. And then there is in that binder as well, like what I spent a lot of money on. I mean, probably a couple of $1,000s or more on are Cinderellas from, whatever. I mean, like Uzbekistan or whatever, just random countries that they're not even real stamps, but of course they're on, gummed paper, and they're perforated, and they're just Cinderellas. but yeah. So there's some real stamps for sure. As a matter of fact, I know at least like $300 or $400 on this collection of souvenir sheets that are real stamps, and it's just this whole series of nude art, and that is just like a significant chunk of that album. So it's not vulgar, putrid sexual stuff. It's palatable. A lot of it. It's not like vulgar stuff. It's yeah. I don't know how else to explain that. But unfortunately, I just can't show any of that stuff on there on this channel. It's sad. Whatever. It's cool. I love the thing. And anyway, when I started talking about it was the same thought process was, I don't know why, but I wanted to make an album that would have just blown my head off as a kid, like, holy crap, like, yeah. So, I don't know. I guess it's stuff it's like that kind of stuff I always wanted so badly as a kid. It was, untouchable. You couldn't have it, restricted. I wasn't able to. Now as an adult, I realized I could have all the stupid crap I wanted as a kid. It's kind of like, when you're a kid, you'd want to, if you had a permission, you would sit down and just eat a whole freaking cake, eat until your stomach hurt. But mom never let you. She said, no, you can only have one piece. Well, now as an adult, I can sit down, I can have 10 popsicles if I want. I'm an adult and I can do what I want. And so anyway, that was, juvenile as that may sound, that was actually kind of the thought process and inspiration behind this cigar box and my erotic collection, was to like fulfill my childhood fantasy. So anyway, it puts a smile on my face. It's all for good fun at the end of the day. And actually, when I really do think about it, the amount of money that I spent on my erotic collection is significant. And it wasn't just stamps. It was a whole bunch of postcards. There was some guy on eBay, and he had these whimsical, fairy tale, dreamy, like Russian postcards, with weird, mythical, like nymphs and fairies and stuff. And I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars buying from this one seller on eBay, multiple acquisitions from this guy. So there's postcards in there too. Anyways, enough about it. But yeah, I actually really like that collection. I just can't share it on here, which sucks. So, anyways, yeah, this one thing that maybe one day somehow I was like, maybe I'll maybe I could take another video of it and then upload it to like Google Drive and then supply you guys with a link if anybody ever wanted to see it. I don't know. I'm not going to bother right now, but just to put it out there. I mean, it's something that I've always kind of wished I could share, would be that collection. And yeah. So, anywho, what I decided is let's finish off this grab bag from last video. I will make my grandmother a card today. I just don't think I'll put it on camera because, whatever. I don't think it's anything super duper special that you guys really would care so much. So, yeah, I'll do that later. And let's just go ahead and finish off by taking a look at the rest of these stamps here from this grab bag and see what we've got. It's kind of just, I'm going to try to keep a good pace for real. I know I always say that, but I really am, because I'm pretty sure this video is probably an hour long already. So anyway, let's get into taking a look at some of these guys. Just got some water brewing there. I decided I'm going to have a cup of hibiscus tea. So you might hear that bubbling in the background. Anyways, Northern Rhodesia. Looks like a nice little set here. 1 shilling. Wow, that actually looks really good. Oh man, That's beautiful. No hinge mark. Really nice to see something in such good shape. This is not cataloged, and I think that I would like to set this aside, and I will catalog this just so I can have it identified. I actually really like that. Okay, and then Malta. Looks like 3 of the same stamp from the series, I guess, different denominations. And yeah, pretty cool. I'm also wondering if these are mint as well. Yeah, looks really good. I don't know. There might be like a little bit of goobers. You see, like kind of orange right there at the tip of my finger, right about right there. There's some kind of like orange speckle. Oh, time for tea. So yeah, I'm not sure that's perfectly mint. There might be a little something going on there, but anyway. What do we have here? Australia. I always find it fascinating that it used to be a prison colony. Australia. Community welfare. Meals on Wheels. So this is a community welfare series. Huh. Okay. Nice looking stamps. Okay. Seitum et Principa. That's a pretty sheet. I'm glad it's not a CTO. There's some really minor bends and creases on this thing, but it's in pretty good shape overall. But yeah, this is definitely not mint. This would be used. You can probably see the little tiny creases. Little itty bitty creases on this thing. Pretty. The first half, ooh, this one's pretty as well. The first half of this grab bag, I actually, before I started filming, I just went and tossed it in my grab box. Minus, let's see, this guy, which was the one that I liked the most out of the grab bag from the first half, the first video. I think I actually took these out as well, these little New Zealand stamps. I like those as well. This one's pretty cool. Where's this from? Wow, it's got like some kind of gold foil egg in the center at the top. That's neat. This is actually really cool. Airmail. Okay, it's airmail. Udara. Where the heck is this from? Sultanate of Okusi and Bino. What is this? I'm not sure. I have no idea where this thing is from. What is going on with this? Yeah. Phone. What? Okay, so let me see if I can snap a pic of this and see if the stamp identifier app will help me figure out what it is. And that's a big failure. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Let me come back. Alrighty, so yes, failed in the stamp identifier app, did not work. So I just Googled what it says on there, Sultanate of Akusi, whatever. Says it's a Timor Cinderella, and Timor, I guess, is some kind of island near Indonesia or something like that. Not to get too far into this, but this is the Birds series, and let me see here. One sec. I guess that this is a 1976 Chinese, I'm not sure how to say it, monal, which is a pheasant. And, yeah, so it's from Timor, and it's a Cinderella souvenir sheet. Pretty weird. I definitely haven't seen this before. That didn't ring any kind of bells with me, the Sultanate of Akusi and Bino. Like, huh? Like, what country is this? Why doesn't it say Timor on there? Yeah, weird. Wacky little sheet. I actually quite like it. And, This isn't perfectly mint. You might be able to see like that kind of crease right there in the center. So it's unused at this point, not mint. But the gentleman on eBay here is selling this, let's see, six Great Britain, I guess, pence, GBP, which is about $7.75 US. And he's not actually specifying if it's mint or not, but anyway, so there's just some random guy on eBay selling this for about $8 US. Pretty interesting little sushi. That, I have to say, surprised me. That one's actually pretty cool. I have half a mind to keep that, and I think I will. I actually really like that. So, anyways, won't make it into the grab box, but it'll make it into my cabinets. So what do we have here? Francobolo, that rings a bell. Okay, Lear. So Italian, I believe, is what's going on. Wow, they've got the US #1 on these stamps, and looks like they're actually commemorating just really early US releases here. That Lincoln being a 90 center so long ago, that one definitely probably has high cat value. So anyway, those are actually pretty cool. Alright, let me set this aside. I did get my tea going here. Kind of a little bit late. I'm already more than halfway done with this video. Unfortunately, I wanted something hot and wet to kind of get down my gullet. I've got like some kind of cold or something like that. I don't know if you guys can even tell, but yeah, I've got like phlegm deep down in my lungs, and it's like really annoying. Yeah, what can I say? You know what the deal is. Being sick sucks. I'm not sure what got me. It's nothing major. I can still work and all that, but it's annoying. Yeah, so poor me. I'll get through it. Netherlands, 60 cents. It's pretty cool. It's actually a neat stamp. What is this? Syria. Hey, that's cool. With an overprint. Lataqui. No gum. It's actually kind of cool. Okay, Albania. I didn't even have to think about it. I think that's still fresh in my mind from last video. Definitely Albania. Ooh, hinged with little paper remnants and stuff on there. Hungary. Okay. More Hungary. Sweden. Man, there are some really beautiful women over in Sweden. Man, that's what I think about when I think about Sweden. Hong Kong. Okay. Used 1962. Huh. Thailand. Looks like pheasants again. I guess you would call these pheasants. Look really similar to this Bhutanese stamp that I did like. I still like this one more. I just like the colors. Oh, that's a pretty stamp though. Christmas 69, Australia. Nothing too crazy there. Australia looks like he's, I don't know if that's cricket. I think cricket. He's got like knee pads and stuff. Shin protection. Poland. What is this? India. Okay. This is actually a decent pile, so I really should keep it moving here. That's cool. Russia. Looks, I don't know if that's a CTO or not. I was going to say looks used, but that cancels probably a CTO. Tuvalu. Pretty cool looking rooster. Hungary. Children's drawing, I'm pretty sure. Perhaps, I don't know. Pakistan. Hey, neato. P61. Oh, September 61. Okay. Canceled. Textile mill stamp. We have Canada. Okay. Nigeria. I'm guessing those are water towers. I found it fascinating when I learned that that's how water towers work, is just gravity, that they're just so high up that it actually supplies enough pressure to come out of the faucet. I always thought that was interesting. It's like, wow, neat. Intelligent to just utilize gravity that way. Panama. Big blue cancel on this February 6, 1970. Ew, I can't tell. Maybe 75, 76, I'm not sure. Australia. Looks like handicapped people, disabled people playing basketball. New Zealand. Speaking of disabled people, we just hired another tech at our shop that he's got like a bum leg, and it's kind of wild watching the guy. He's pretty capable, really. Even though he has a bad leg, it's like one is I want to say it's like a few inches shorter than the other leg, and so he has a messed up stride, but he's just about as capable as anybody else there, man. He's changing tires, doing, take a whole tranny out of a car. Like, nothing really holds him back. I have respect for people like that. It's kind of like, what else, what do the rest of us have to complain about, I mean, I get pissed off and annoyed at these cars all on my own, they're difficult enough as they are. I could only imagine being, having some kind of disability. So what do I really have to complain about? If that guy can do it, then I might as well just shut up, suck it up, Had to change my battery. Yeah, so Bohemia and Moravia. Bohemia and Moravia? I forget if it's Morava or Moravia. It said Morava on the stamp. Nigeria. That's cool. Nice cancel. It's a light cancel. Almost the whole thing is there, so pretty good cancel on that. Nice used stamp. And here's another same stamp with a wavy line cancel. Hungary, kind of a long horizontal stamp. I'm assuming that's a real cancel. If that's a CTO cancel, that's... I'd be surprised. I would be surprised. So what do we have? Union of Burma and another Hungary stamp. That looks like a CTO. Cool looking. A lot of pheasant looking birds in this grab bag. I'm not sure why that is. I'm feeling like we're getting a lot of pheasants. Hungary, Albania. Cute little kitty, I've seen that one. Okay, Albania again. Republic of Albania. Okay, let's get some of these in here. Wow, interesting. I think that I think there was a similar one to this in the other video. This is like the second one, I think, out of this bag that has this kind of stamp that are usually fraudulent. So this just looks so wacky. It's really hard to believe this is a real stamp. The paper's super flimsy and stuff too. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's fake. A forgery, I believe. That'd be my guess. Dominica. Another rooster. Iran. Syria. That looks really, really similar to the one we had earlier. I've got it right here. Yeah, okay, same design. Interesting. Deutsche Post, so West Germany. Hungary, another train. I think that's a CTO. Australia, there we go. Australian Natives Association. With the slogan cancel. Address, mailbox, something about mailbox number, expedites. So yeah. Put your address. Put the proper address or something like that. Malta. Cool. Canada. And then we have India. Yeah, pretty much all this is going to go into my grab box. España. Yeah, that's, come to think of it, that's something I've been torn with, is do I sell my albums or do I just gut them all and add them to my grab box? Yeah, actually, now that I have that thought, oh man, I'm a little indecisive about it now. I'll be honest, I think I'm gonna, oh man, what to do? I think I'm gonna sell the albums as they are, because it's like a shame. All the whatever work was put into them to create the albums and organize them, even if some of the stamps are misidentified or any of that. It does feel like somewhat of a shame to deconstruct them and just throw them all into a big mixture of randomness. But I might, maybe some I'll list and some I'll just gut and disassemble to go into my box. I think maybe if I have albums, like a few albums that are mixed, they've got a bunch of different stuff from different countries. Those ones would probably be best to pull out and mix into my box. But the ones that are like a single country, maybe I'll just keep those as is and just sell them. So yeah. Anywho, and I have another thought I have is while we're scanning through these, I like this one here. This is cool. What was my thought? Shucks. Uh-oh. I had a thought and I lost it. I got distracted by that pretty stamp. Crap. What was I going to say? Oh, darn it. That's going to bother me. I just had a thought and it just skipped right out of my mind. Shucks. Oh, hold on. This is going to bother the heck out of me. I had something to say. One sec. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, the thought that escaped me was that I find it somewhat difficult to price albums, because, like, I don't know. I find it hard. I don't want to rip people off, and I don't want to, jip myself, of what they may be worth. But something's making me feel like maybe $50 or something for an album, because none of these have particularly valuable rare stamps. It's all pretty common stuff for the most part. And, so the stamps are, probably their real world value, 5 cents a piece-ish, something like that. And, it would just take so much time for me to go through and count all the stamps and try to put a price on each stamp and all that I think I'm just going to try to generalize, on what I generally think the albums are worth. Maybe $30 here, $50 there. Maybe if I find a really big album, that seems a little bit better, maybe I'll do 100. I don't know, I don't want it to be some massive chore. I used to take things really seriously like that, and ooh, that one's smashed. I think I'm going to toss that. So yeah, that's just a thought that I have. I'm still not like utterly confident when it comes to pricing stamps. Sometimes, and especially not whole albums. I kind of get in my own head about that. Got a little bit of hibiscus with that one. Spit that out. With that sip there. So, yeah, Albania, that was actually a pretty cool color. I like that. Hungary. Here we go again with this Albania, this kind of fake-looking, forgery-looking Albania. Is this one? Yep, same kind of flimsy, really thin paper. Man, more Albania. A lot of Albania in this. And this kind of reminds me of the other grab bags that I've gone through. I don't know who this collector is that I bought these from. I could look it up. Look up his like eBay seller ID and all that. But I'm pretty sure all of these grab bags that I bought from him have definitely have Albania in them. I don't know why he had so much Albania. These are cool though. These are a little different. Like, I don't remember seeing these from Albania, either one of them, frankly. Man, there are so many stamps in the world. It's just nuts. It's freaking nuts. I see, every now and then I'll get like a pamphlet from the USPS of new releases and all that stuff, and I like to browse through it and just look at all the stamps that I can't afford to buy. That's a cool looking moose. Sweden? Really? Honestly, I didn't know they had moose in Sweden. I never really thought about it, frankly, but I suppose it is probably the right environment for them. When I think moose, I usually think like Canada. But, yeah. India, pretty common stamp there. Hungary. Yeah, I just got an email this morning from the American Philatelic Society saying, please renew, and I wish I could, man. I like being a member of the APS, but like I was saying, I just can't afford it. I don't have frivolous money to blow right now. Hungary. Really just trying to not spend money. It's hard. I like spending money, as most people do. I actually spent an awful lot on food. Like, I just did like a $250 Costco order. I have food for weeks now, but yeah, I like this one. This one's cool. That's a good stamp. But yeah, I'm just trying not to blow money on things. So I haven't bought a stamp in so long. Oh my gosh. This is the longest I've gone without buying a single stamp since I started the hobby in 2020. I feel like it's been almost a year or something since I've actually bought a stamp. And I remember the last stamp I bought was this British stamp series I really like. Kind of macro photography. But that's the last thing I've bought. So I've been good. At least I've learned to control myself, I was absolutely out of control for a while. I really, really was. I spent so much money that I didn't have on my credit cards. What an idiot. Christ, man. Really screwed up. Okay, what is this? Oh, Panama. Okay. Spain, super common. Poland. Okay. Looks like a real used stamp here. Here we go again. Albania. Yeah, it's just really thin, cheesy paper. It's probably a forgery. 4 pence. Hungary. I'm not sure if he's pole vaulting or chucking a spear or what he's doing there. Hungary. I like the look of these. like this kind of look. I don't know, just looks cool. Looks older. Probably not that old, but interesting looking. Syrian Arab Republic. Sweden. I was trying to understand what's going on. I was like, maybe she's bathing at a lake. Maybe it's just someone just sitting at the shore with really, really long hair. I'm not sure. That's kind of interesting. Jamaica. What is this? Oh, Syrian Arab Republic. Oh, I see. Okay, that's the right way up. Okay. Australia, 3.5 pence. Nicaragua with a hummingbird. Man, Albania again. Look at more Albania. The cat series. It's a funny looking cat. Australia, Jesus. Friend of Children. Christmas 1972. Romania. Must be like that. Hungary. Probably long jump, I think is what he's doing. Poland. I think this is Bulgaria. Without looking it up. I think that's Bulgaria. Surname. Suriname, however you say that. You know, I don't concern myself with that too much. You know, how to pronounce everything. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how much I really care. It's just not, I just don't really care. You know, yeah, there's the proper ways to pronounce things, and then there's, you know, the different dialects, how you'd say it in English or whatever. I mean, I just don't know how much I care. I can't ever remember any of that stuff. It just doesn't really matter to me that much. Sorry to say. I just don't care. You know? Whatever. I don't want to stress about that kind of stuff. It's just not critical to me. Like, whatever. There's too many places with too many different pronunciations, you know, and I'm not going to get every emphasis on every syllable right and all that. Yeah. That's just me, you know. Some of you guys, like, pride yourselves on that kind of stuff, and yeah, I have to be honest, I just don't care. I've always liked this stamp. I just think it's a really cool stamp. Really cool stamp. I rode on an elephant one time at the, what do they call it? Oh, I'm gonna cough, hold on. The Renaissance Festival is what I was trying to think of. Yeah. I like the Renaissance Festival, it's cool. They got the big turkey legs on a stick, I think, and then they have chunks of meat, and they call it steak on a steak. I'm actually getting hungry thinking about it. Man, that stuff's good. The last time I went, though, I drank a whole bunch of mead and just absolutely came down with a horrible thumping headache. Oh my God. As much as I like mead, I'm not sure it's for me. Man, that really scarred me, that experience. I couldn't believe the headache I got from that stuff. Mead's made from honey, if I'm not mistaken. And, man, yeah. Holy moly, that really messed me up. Plus, it's like a 3 or 2 hour drive to the festival from where I'm at. And drinking and then driving like that was, not that I drove, it's just, I was a passenger, but, man, I had to pee so bad. We had to pull over a couple of times. I just couldn't hold it. I couldn't help it. So that all just didn't kind of work out. Yeah. British Guiana plowing a rice field. Huh, cool. Let's see. So this must be Albania again. Looks like a Churchill stamp. They got Roosevelt and Castrioti. Oh man. Sorry, I'm trying to separate these. Here we go, another Albanian. Forgery, most likely. Sloppy as anything. Blotchy. Ugh. There's no way that's real. No way. Hungary, big old stamp here. Hinged. Looks like no gum. I don't see a postmark on this. Yeah, look at more Albania. What is going on here with the Albania in this bag? So much. Syrian. Oh yeah, it's the same series of the one we saw earlier. Okay. Public Français. Hungary. We have India, malaria control. Yeah, malaria is a real issue, isn't it? Man, those nasty little mosquitoes. Good grief. Hungary. Pretty well placed postmark on this. Australia 74 Christmas stamp. Nigeria. Syria. I know you guys can hear my vaporizer when I take a pull on it. Sorry about that, but it's just something I like to do when I'm stamping. I like to get me a little buzz. I don't even know if I get a buzz from nicotine anymore. It's just something I do. Isn't that the case with drugs? You know, whatever it is. Such a sad thing. Like, how come everything that makes me feel so good is bad for me? You know? But anyway, like, that's always the case with drugs. You know, the benefits versus the negatives. It's always when you first start, the benefits are so great, and then it slowly changes over time to where you really don't get anything out of it, and it's just a bunch of negatives, but you still do it anyway. Well, I don't really feel like that about vaping. Smoking, perhaps. I do still smoke, but not nearly as much, because I'm probably half and half now that I vape. I've been vaping for a few years now, for sure. It definitely helps me smoke less, and in my honest opinion, smoking is way worse than vaping. And, you know, go ahead and take it from some guy who's been doing both for like, whatever, 10 years or something. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that smoking is worse than vaping. And I know vaping is a relative newcomer to the scene here, but, you know, propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin are the two fluids that they generally use. They're both FDA approved, and, you know, there's my grandma and other people in my family, they always tell me, oh, you better stop vaping, you know, watch out for popcorn lung. And I'm like, you know, you guys have got to be kidding me, because I guarantee, okay, for one thing, I know that popcorn lung is a real thing that some people get. I've seen the x-rays, I've read about it, I've watched videos on it. I think that when you get into trouble with vaping is when you have all these synthetic flavors and ingredients, and poor quality fluids and stuff like that. That's what's going to get you some popcorn lung. That's what'll kill you. And that kind of goes with any kind of drug. The cheap crap drugs, those are the ones that hurt you the most. You could get like cocaine that's laced with a whole bunch of garbage and filler, versus like some pure, cocaine. That stuff's worse for you than there's just the legitimate, good quality, real stuff. Not that I'm some kind of cocaine aficionado, but I'm just saying that's the principle, the idea that, quality counts. And I get the highest quality vape juice I can. It's distilled from real tobacco, and it's not cheap. I pay for that luxury to have FDA approved, third party tested, quality premium vape juice distilled from real tobacco. So I over the years I've done my best to actually avoid garbage, and yeah, I feel good about it. I still get my buzz, and I'm not, huffing down. I used to get this stuff that's like blueberry pancakes. How about some, caramel cream cookies vape juice. Like these kind of weird baloney things. That kind of stuff. That's the stuff with artificial garbage and really bad ingredients. And I mean, think about it. How the hell do they distill a blueberry muffin, into vape juice? It just doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I have my juices Kentucky tobacco, like real, genuine Kentucky tobacco distilled into vape juice, and it's usually I get like a 50-50 split, VG and PG, the vegetable glycerin and the propylene glycol and whatnot. So, and then the other true indicator, just to shut up, so I can shut up about vaping, is if you take a drag off a cigarette and blow it through a tissue, versus if you take a drag off of a vaporizer and blow it through a tissue, you can visibly see, it's just clear as could be, the garbage that you're inhaling with cigarettes. I mean, there's no doubt. It's, in my mind, no doubt it's worse than smoking. I'm not trying to say it's harmless. I'm just saying, with my experience over the years, oh yeah, smoking is way worse than vaping. So, anyways, enough about that. Sierra Leone here. I was talking with my dad about that. I was like, if there's one habit I would drop, it would be the smoking. It wouldn't even be the drinking, it would be the smoking. I think that is the most harmful thing that I do. But yeah, man, it's hard for me. I just like to smoke at work. What can I say? Takes the edge off. Helps me relax. Rotska. Darn it. This happens to me. I don't know how many times this happens to me. I forget what place this is. Oh boy, let me look it up. Croatia, that's right. Nice little set here from Croatia. We're getting there. We definitely still have more to look at, but we're almost done. We're getting there. Malawi. Pretty butterfly. India. Then we have Romania. Oh yeah, if anybody's interested in, if anybody happens to vaporize and they wonder what fluids I use, the company is called Black Note. Black Note. So you can find them on the internet. That's where I order my stuff. Anyways, Vietnam. Man. Yeah, a lot of Albania, a lot of pheasant stamps. This one, this souvenir sheet, that might be the most beautiful pheasant that I've seen so far in this whole pile. I mean, if that's really the color configuration on this bird, that is stunning. That is stunning. Oh my God. So beautiful. We go Albania again. Okay, Ethiopia. Look, another pheasant. I wonder if this guy had like topical collections and or something here, and he just like pinches out of them. Hungary, pretty cool. Oh wow, Bhutan. Oh, look, it's incredibly similar to the other one that I stole. Cool. So this is an 8 instead of a 7. Wow, neato. Cool. I'm gonna keep that one as well. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that series. It's just a pretty series to me. I find it visually enjoyable. Hungary with their trains. Okay, got a Australia golf stamp. Okay, what is this? Austria? Yeah, Austria. Horseback riders. Here we go. This Belgish stamp. I think I had to look that up last video. I couldn't remember what it was. I do believe that's Belgium. And that was some kind of cancel. Darn it. I think that, what's your name? Robert? I think he explained that to me, what these cancels are at some point. They're not, I can't remember if they were pre-cancels or what. You don't have to bother explaining it again. But, yeah, I remember he actually explained that to me at some point. See, I already forgot. Sorry, buddy. Jesus, man. Shucks. I just forget. Monaco. Okay, that's a semi-postal, looks like. 2 + 3. Huh. Sweden with their windmill. Qatar. 2 dirhams. Helvetia. That's Switzerland. I think Helvetia? I think that's how you say it. I used to say Helvetia, and somebody corrected me at some point. They're like, no, it's Helvetia, I think. Anyway. Albania flower stamp. Pretty looking rose there. Grenada. What does it say? Associated statehood. Huh. Romania with the ship. Oh my god, that just reminded me. Somebody, I think I even mentioned this last video. Somebody mentioned about buying, they wanted to buy some ship stamps. Oh my god, I totally forgot to freaking respond to them still. Oh my god, I feel bad now. It's been like weeks. Oh man, sorry about that. Whoever you are, if you see this, I'm sorry. Christ, man, I just totally forgot. Another pheasant? Is that just the feathers? Or is that a butterfly? Or what? I guess that's the actual bird's feathers. The kind of brown marks there. Interesting. Interesting feathers. Jamaica? Yes, sirree. Excuse me. No. It is a little bit early still, I suppose. Haven't had breakfast yet. Trying to get my gears going here. Get my brain moving here. I gotta wake up. Newfoundland. I like that one. Romania. What are they doing? Are they skinning a deer? Yeah, they're like butchering a bunch of different animals. Huh. You guys might have noticed no gloves this episode. Yeah, my eczema is improving. Thank God. Oh my goodness. Oh, man, it's such a shame to have to deal with eczema. I hate that stuff, honestly. It's so annoying. It really sucks for me too, because I have to use my hands constantly at work, and I have to wear gloves, otherwise my hands get soaked and stained with grime and grease and oil. You know, like it can be so annoying to get it out from under my nails. I can just sit there for a half hour picking and scraping and all that, just trying to get my freaking nails clean. Man, I wish it wasn't like that, but whatever. So it's a pain in the butt having eczema on my hands. least it just comes and goes. But it's we're coming around to summer again, so that's usually when it flares up, and I have to deal with that, the worst of it. So I'm not really looking forward to that. I hope that my hands cooperate this year. I think that I might have some kind of issue with latex gloves as well. I'm trying to use, what are they, nitrile gloves instead, in hopes that I don't flare up so bad. Syrian Arab Republic. What the, some kind of weird shoe. I wonder if it's like a some kind of I don't know, like a teacup, like a beaker or whatever. I don't know what to call it. It looks kind of like a genie lamp. Or do people put liquid in there and pour liquid out of it? That's what I wonder. Okay, South Africa, I've seen this one a million times. Trinidad and Tobago, that's pretty common as well. Okay. Norway, cute little baby. Okay. Royal Visit 47, Bechuanaland Protectorate. 1 shilling. I've seen the picture of royalty. Well, not that he's royalty, but it just made me think of Trump, the U.S. president right now. Holy moly, man! So I find it embarrassing in a way that he like tweets, on Twitter, X, or whatever you call it these days. He like communicates with the nation through tweets. It's just stupid to me, but he does. And man, one of his tweets though recently was basically these. What was it? The Houthis, and he's like coming down hard on the Houthis. He's not playing around, and I guess that these pirates have been blocking some critical trade route for kind of like the world, and they keep hijacking boats and stealing stuff, and he just came out and he tweeted, and he was basically like, we will I can't remember exactly how he said it. He's like, we will rain hell down upon you, the likes of which you have never seen. It was like, holy moly, like he's had it. He will not have them stopping our ships. He's coming down on them hard. He's like, we will just obliterate you with overwhelming force. So we'll see what comes of all of that. And honestly, frankly, everybody has their opinion, but I kind of feel like rightfully so. These freaking pirates can't be allowed to get away with this stuff. This is unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. I'm sorry, but in this day and age, pirates have no place in the world. Okay? I'm not with that. I don't accept that either. That reminds me, I saw some clip, and I don't know if it was the Houthis. I don't even know if the Houthis are the pirates. I think so. But I know about the Houthi rebels or whatever, but I can't remember if they were the actual pirates that were commandeering these ships and stuff and blocking trade routes. If they are, then whatever, then I'm right. But I saw a video that they were trying different tactics, and they were filling their kind of speedboats with a whole bunch of different fruits and stuff, and just trying to play themselves off as being people that are selling fruits and vegetables and stuff. So they'd like pull up next to these big ships with and they have big baskets of bananas and other fruits and stuff. And I saw one video. There was this Asian gentleman. He was like standing up at the ship, and he was holding a gun, and he was like waving it at him. He's basically like, "Get the hell away from us!" Like, we know that you're not fruit salesmen, okay? Like, don't even come near the ship. These guys, oh my goodness, how stupid do they think people are? Oh, they're selling fruit. Oh boy, hey, stop the ship, let them on. Who wants some strawberries and bananas? Oh man, get real. Like there's no freaking fruit salesman perusing those waters trying to sell to freightliners. It's so stupid. Oh my god. Once. Okay, sorry, I started choking. So yeah, I looked it up just again real quick, just for fun. I guess it seems like Donald Trump launched military strikes against Yemen's Houthis over the group's attacks against Red Sea shipping is what I think I'm referring to. So, anyways, interesting stuff. And I also heard that he just killed, or not him, but the U.S. military just killed some leader of ISIS or something like that. So good on them for that. I mean, they're terrorists. So, yeah. I don't talk about this stuff too much, I guess. I don't know a whole lot about it, to be honest. I mean, there's always something. There's always wars. There's always terrorists. There's always something. I mean, it never ends, right? And I'm not some history buff, but there's always good and bad people, And, yeah, it's nothing that's like, it's nothing, none of this stuff is ever the major forefront of my mind, for like a long period of time. It's interesting to hear about the goings on, over the different countries. And, in this day and age, you get all this information so fast, and there's video and all that. It's not like I have to wait months for, a news report to get shipped down here. It's just not like the old days. You hear about all this stuff going on, and you hear about it instantaneously, pretty much. And, but yeah, I don't think any of this is anything new. This is the world we live in. People disagree. People have different beliefs. People fight over all kinds of things: religion, land, whatever. People are always killing each other. But that's one thing I can't agree with wholeheartedly is, terrorist organizations need to be shut down. They need to be stomped out. Yeah, I think we can all agree with that. Yeah. So, one thing I also keep hearing about, seems like it never stops. I never quit hearing about it. Is the frickin' border, the U.S. border, and what a mess that is. And then, how Canada, I guess, recently is super pissed at us. And honestly, I mean, I can understand why Canadians would be upset, and how absolutely ridiculous it is. Even from my side, being a United States citizen, listening to my president say that he wants to like absorb Canada. I mean, I put my face in my palm of my hand. I'm just like, what the heck, I mean, oh my God, what is he thinking? How could you even say something like that? Like, shut up. He wants them to be the 51st state. We're just going to absorb Canada. What? It's not just, that's, Trump is a wild guy. I've got to say. I agree on some things, and some things it's just like, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for him. Yeah, so, whatever. It's not like I have anything to do with it. But, yeah. Pretty wild stuff to see. Say what you want about Trump, but at least he's doing stuff. I think Biden was a big wet noodle. I can't believe he pardoned his son as well. Oh my God, how disgusting. And, a lot of the footage that I saw of Biden before his presidency ended, it really had me questioning his capability to run this country. And the guy couldn't even seem to formulate a coherent thought. I mean, holy crap. I'm glad he's out of office. I know Trump has some qualities that a lot of people don't like, and he's a little bit of a wild card, but I don't think Biden was doing this country any favors. So I'm glad that Biden's gone. Not to poo on Biden too much. I mean, I've seen clips of him when he was younger. He was a sharp, smart guy. He was a good-looking, well-spoken, intelligent guy. I mean, he really was. But dang it, by the time that he got into office here, whew, he was not that guy anymore. And yeah, so I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's gone. He's done some things I didn't appreciate, I didn't agree with. So well, that's always the case. I never wholeheartedly agree with anybody. It makes me feel so weird listening to world leaders these days, especially Trump, because I feel like he's like the poster child for this weird stuff. And he's just a weird guy. I mean, he's a little wacky, you know, and like I want to say egocentric and all whatever else, you know. But you know, when I think back to like way back, you know, and you think about George Washington's speeches and Lincoln, like Lincoln's speeches, you know, like just former presidents, the way that they would talk, the speeches they would give, and then you like read one of Donald Trump's tweets. I mean, god damn, we have fallen so far from grace, you know. I mean, oh my gosh, like the leaders that we have today are nothing like the leaders we used to have. And yeah, it's just wild just how things are. It's just amazing. Yeah, so anyway, these are just some thoughts I'm having. I'm just sharing my thoughts out loud, like, oh my god. Oh, things are so different than 100 years ago. Yeah, you know, where are we headed? I don't know. But one thing I know for sure I don't like is I keep hearing the word nuclear getting thrown around, and it's a bad thing. Oh man. All it takes is one country to fire one nuke, and then the rest of the countries will retaliate, and the whole freaking world's dead. And that's nuts. Man, I just feel like I know it sounds pessimistic, but I feel like it's kind of a matter of time. Anyways, enough about that, guys. That's kind of, I don't know, kind of saddening. Yeah. Not the most positive stuff I've ever spoken about, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel. So. Anyways, this is actually our last one here, Bulgaria. So I enjoyed perusing those. I hope you did too. I hope this episode was enjoyable for some of you out there. I know it was a little weird going through banknotes and my little treasure box and whatnot. And we finished off in good form with some stamps. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was cool. I just kind of wanted this to be like an improvised. Well, most of my episodes are improvised, I guess. I just kind of wanted this to be like a free-flowing whatever I wanted to do. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to end the video now. I'm going to go, I'll probably eat some breakfast. I'm going to make Grandma a card. I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I'm going to like take a blank card. I'm going to find like a cool poem or pretty poem or something and print it and glue it in there and mail her a card just for fun, just to give her a small little reminder that I love her. She's always asking me to come up, or is it up? I think down to Florida. But darn it, man, I just am so broke. I don't have money for anything. And so, yeah, I feel for her. I know that it's got to suck being like, you know, getting old and having none of your family nearby, and you just wish all your grandkids and everybody would come up all the time. But, you know, it makes me feel bad. But, I mean, truth is, I don't want to go to Florida all the time, and I don't have the money either. And as much as I want to see her, I mean, heck, you know, if she wants to see the family more, maybe she should move down here. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, yeah, I just can't afford anything these days. Anyways, getting totally off track here. But so, thanks for watching, guys. Hey, I enjoyed this episode a lot, actually. This was fun, and I hope you enjoyed looking at all these different stamps with me and my commentary and whatnot. Really appreciate you guys. As always, I wish you the best. And yeah, if you have any thoughts or feedback or criticism or whatever, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. I do welcome constructive criticism, but if you're going to be nasty or anything, then I'll just go ahead and mute you and then block you from my channel forever. So yeah, that doesn't happen much, but every now and then somebody rubs me wrong. There's no reason to be, try and belittle me or, I don't know. Some people are dicks. Some people are some real dicks out there. But a majority of you, by far, are good people, nice people, positive people, enjoyable, and we're all in it for the love of stamps. I mean, this is all for fun. It's a great hobby. It's a way to learn. It exercises your mind. I love stamps, and I love them among other collectibles as well. But yeah, probably specifically stamps. So yeah, thanks for coming on the journey with me all the way to this point in my channel, and I just really appreciate it. I appreciate the positivity. I appreciate you guys being good people. I hope you guys enjoy your collecting. I hope you put your nose down, put some work into your albums, let the world sink away for a while, and just focus on your stamps and your thoughts and your fun and your enjoyment in life, and have some calm, enjoyable stamping experiences. I'll be back later on. It'll probably be a couple of weeks again, unless I somehow feel like making a video next weekend. I will, but I think this every 2 weeks thing is kind of working out well for me. Like I've said in other videos, trying to find that work-life balance, and yeah, just so far I haven't been feeling like doing a video every week. But we'll see what happens. I'll catch you guys later. Until next time, be well and take care. Later, guys. Bye-bye.